And welcome back. Well, if you've ever wondered why something as small as a marble can sink, but something as large as a ship can float, then you've thought about the science behind buoyancy. In this week's Science Sunday, 23 ABC's chief meteorologist Brandon Michaels has an experiment that breaks down how it all works.
Today we're going to be doing an experiment about buoyancy, or whether or not things float. And all I've got here is 2 glasses of water and 2 raw eggs. We're going to take 1 egg and put it in this glass of water, and we're going to see that it sinks to the bottom. Now we're going to take this egg and put it in this glass of water, and we're going to see it floats to the top. That's because this glass is filled with fresh water and this glass is filled with salt water. Let's talk about why that makes a difference. Things float because of density. Specifically, they float when they're less dense than the fluid you put them in. In our example, the fresh water has a density of about 0.99 grams per milliliter, and the egg has a density of 1.03 grams per milliliter. That means the egg is more dense than the fresh water, and therefore the egg sinks. Now, density is mass over volume, and mass is the amount of matter or the amount of stuff in an object, and volume is the amount of space that that stuff takes up. So when we add salt to the water, we're putting more stuff into it, but since that salt is being dissolved in the water, we're not changing the volume. That means the density is going up, and that salt water is more dense than fresh water. So the more salt that we add to the water, the more dense the water will become, and the better the egg will float. After just 1 scoop of salt, the egg is still more dense than the water, and it still sinks. But as we add more and more salt and stir it so it dissolves, the water becomes more dense than the egg, and the egg begins to float. Brandon Michaels, 23 ABC, connecting you.